Welcome to the 2017 General Tire Vegas to Reno. Jim Beaver here coming at you from the General Tire Semi here at the 2017 General Tire Vegas to Reno. Sorry about that. Had trying to get some intro music going on, and we're on the fly kind of live and having some problems with kind of how we dub in our intro and music and commercial spots and things like that. But obviously audio working great. So, thanks to all of you guys for tuning in. Out here, Jim Beaver, watching some race cars go by. I love being live out at events because anything can and will happen. We're right here at the General Tire Semi. We got Jeff Proctor about ready to come on here in a minute. We got Hunter with General Tire. We'll get him mic'd up here for a minute. Talk about some new products General Tire's got coming our way. All right, let's see. You all right? We mic'd up there, Hunter?
I believe so.
All
How are
right.
you, Jim?
Good, man. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Stoked to be out here. I know you're wearing the General Tire hat. We got a lot of racers here. We're going to be talking to. They're going to be racing on General Tires, but I know General Tire Corporate. You guys have some pretty cool new products in the pipeline coming out.
Absolutely. General's released 4 new tires this year, so it's been a very busy year for us.
Yeah, and I think guys in the off-road circles. I think the big one for me was the X3.
Absolutely.
When the X3 came out, that was definitely a game changer. And it's just been phenomenal on all, working on all my products. But, we've got the hardcore off-roaders, and we buy an X3. But I know, General's got something for everybody with these new line of tires.
You are correct. Yeah, so the X3 has been a fantastic launch for us. We've been very impressed with the way that tire's turned out. I know the racers have given us some excellent feedback. But the newest tire that we have will actually be releasing next week is the General Grabber APT. APT on that one standing for all-purpose truck. A very nice medium between an all-terrain tire and a highway. So for the guys, for their daily drivers, want something that's going to last long, be quiet on the road, but also have a good look to it and some off-road capabilities as well. The Grabber APT is going to be an excellent tire for them.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. It's like I know we've seen the Grabber AT2, and that's had phenomenal. It's got a phenomenal following.
It does.
But this is kind of it's not like that tire's going away. But we've got something else for you.
It is. It's a very happy medium between our HTS 60, which is a truck tire, and the AT2. So it's a very nice fit. Definitely avoiding the market for a tire like that can offer long life, a quiet ride, but also some off-road capabilities. So we're really excited to have that one hit the market.
Yeah, well, and that goes with the entire line of General Tire products. It's pretty exciting to have so many tires available, and then in so many different sizes. I know that was a big thing with the with the Grabber X3 when that launched, and it was launched for so many different wheel sizes and so many different tire sizes all the way up to 37-inch. And it was you had really something for everybody in the market.
Exactly. That was one thing when we launched the X3. Its predecessor, the Grabber, didn't have as extensive as a lineup. The 37s that we were building were strictly for the off-road racers. We didn't even have a DOT tire in the original Grabber until the last year of its existence. So with the X3, that's one thing we want to do is be able to offer a lot more fitments, cover a lot more vehicles from your daily drivers to your enthusiasts to your hardcore competitive guys. So the X3's definitely got a lot to offer for anyone looking for an extreme off-road tire.
Yeah, well, and then, talking about extreme off-road tires, we got Vegas to Reno here. We're sitting here, General Tire, obviously the title sponsor of this event. Talk about a testing ground for General Tires, man.
Absolutely. Out here in the desert, it really knows how to eat some tires. So that was played a big part in the development of the tire. Was out here running it, having our race teams test the tires, seeing how it was holding up in different conditions with different compounds. After several years of testing this tire, we finally got it to what we would say is the most ideal tire that we could have for these conditions. And we also have the DOT one for the guys running on the street. So we're very happy with those, and it's been a phenomenal tire so far.
Yeah, well, and I know you're out here. Spencer from General Tire was telling me earlier, you eyeing one of these race vehicles. We're going to get you out here at some point.
I would love that. I've been really tugging on a lot of shirt tails on a lot of these guys saying, hey, when are you going to put me in a truck? So that is an experience that I really hope to get a chance to do one of these days.
Awesome. Well, and before we let you go, give us the details on this new tire. I know it hits market next week, right?
Yes. So the General Grabber APT, all-purpose tire, will be hitting the market next week. We're developing it in wheel size from 16 all the way up to 22. It's going to be a perfect tire to replace an original equipment truck tire, especially if you're looking for something a little bit more beefy but could also offer some good mileage. And that tire as well, it's going to be, we've already got an original equipment contract with the Nissan Titans, and we're hoping to get some more original equipment deals set up for that one. So these will be hitting the streets very soon.
Awesome. Well, I'm stoked to see him, man. I know I'm already looking at that. My wife, we got SUV in the garage, and I'm looking at that going, man, that's like the ideal tire for that. We take it out in the dirt a little bit. A lot of it's just grocery getting, and I'm like, that's ideal. I got my order in already.
You are the target customer for that, Jim. That's exactly what we need for sure. That's perfect.
So, all right, man. Well, thanks for stopping by, and stoked to be out here doing some radio. We got some of our Team General Tire drivers going to pop on air and talk about what's to come this weekend.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Jim. Look forward to racing.
All right, thanks, buddy. All right, that's Hunter with General Tire. Looks like we've got my good friend Jeff Proctor. We're going to grab him and throw him down into the hot seat. All right. Another Team General Tire driver. Good to have you on. It's been a while. I'm trying to think when the last time we caught up. Maybe last year sometime? Maybe around Baja?
It was 2 Baja Thousands ago. So
man,
probably
it's been
a year
way
and a half.
too long, man.
It has. Good to be back.
Yeah, no, good to have you here. I mean, we're out here at General Tire Vegas to Reno. This is one of the big ones. I know you guys with this Ridgeline program we'll talk about in a minute, but you guys really concentrate on hitting the big major events, Mint 400, Vegas to Reno, races in Baja. I mean, how has it been for you guys, with this program? You guys launched it a couple years ago, full factory involvement, and you guys are building a program from the ground up. I mean, how's this been?
Yeah, with any new program, it takes a little bit of development and some time. And, we've been working closely with the HPD engineers on this engine package. It's a 3.5-liter twin turbo. And, they've got a lot of road racing experience. But as soon as you get a little wheel slip in the desert, the dynamic changes a little bit. So we've gone through some growing pains a little bit, and we've sorted out the truck. And we really feel like we have a fast race car for this race.
Yeah, well, and what's been the evolution of this truck? I mean, I know we built a new race car this year, and it was a Razor, and just the evolution. I mean, I know what we built, and I know what 3 races later what we have, and it's not what we built. I mean, how has that been with you guys? I mean, how much, how has this, car evolved or this Ridgeline evolved for you guys?
Yeah, our main focus from the start, it's, we've come 180 degrees since we built the truck, but our main focus from the start was getting more heat management into the truck. With twin turbos, they run so hot. And so we had to create a lot of NACA ducts and, all kinds of airflow issues to make sure that heat's exhausting out of the engine bay. And we're keeping this thing cool, especially at a race like this when we're going to see triple-digit numbers.
Yeah. Well, and I know, one thing that I thought was really cool about this is not very often that an off-road program gets mainstream love. And you guys have been in commercials. And, I mean, I've seen this race car, of yours. It's all over the place. I mean, I was at the Indy 500 and, and there's, there's pictures of the Ridgeline and Honda branding at the Indy 500. And I thought that was really cool for you guys to be able to have that kind of footprint,
Yeah, it's been an exciting journey with American Honda, and it was kind of a fun project to work with them. That entire commercial that the Ridgeline was featured in was basically done on a computer, and so they came out to the shop and they took a lot of photos and video and created it basically in studio.
Yeah, well, and how has this been? Because obviously, you what do they say? Race on Sunday, sell on Monday. Race on Saturday, sell on Monday. In your case, but you also have a Honda dealership. I mean, how's been the feedback with this? I mean, have you seen it help actually drive sales of Ridgelines and stuff into your business?
Yeah, absolutely. The Ridgeline's selling really well right now. It's at manufacturing capacity. Honda can't manufacture any more Ridgelines than they currently have, and they're giving to dealers. So, I think so far Honda's happy with the performance of this truck. And, in terms of feedback for us with our off-road program, we get a lot of feedback. Everyone thinks it's kind of a really cool halo effect to a Ridgeline that wasn't necessarily off-road with Gen 1. So it's exciting to be a part of the progress.
Yeah, and what's up next for you guys? I know, obviously we're here at General Tire Vegas to Reno, but after that, I mean, the big one, the Baja 1000.
Yeah, we like to take one race at a time. Our focus right now is Vegas to Reno, but it's hard not to start thinking about the 50th anniversary of the Baja 1000. From a logistical standpoint, there's rumors that it's going to be 1,300 miles down to La Paz, and so we're already working on our driver lineup for that race. And I think we got some tricks up our sleeve in terms of our driver lineup that might shock some people in the industry that we're pretty excited about.
Yeah, well, and speaking of driver lineups, and I mean, we got to look at the race, right here in front of us, Vegas to Reno. I mean, this is a long one, 539 miles. I mean, it's hot. You've got elevation changes. Throws a lot of drivers and a lot of vehicles. Are you doing the thing solo? You swapping out? What's the plans?
Yeah, good call. So I'm actually going to I'm going to start the race. I'm going to go 350 miles to pit 10. Then I'm going to get out at pit 10, and we're going to put some fresh legs in for the 200 miles of the finish. My driving partner for this race is Sage Marie. He's actually the director of public relations for Honda and Acura in North America. But don't count him out as a stiff shirt corporate guy. This guy is a wheel man. I think he has the track record up at Watkins Glen or one of the NASCAR tracks for road racing. So he's definitely a hot shoe in the seat. Yeah,
well, it's been fun. Like one thing I really enjoy about Honda is I've got some friends on the rally side of the program. You know what I mean? And they've got engineers that are actually rallying and things like that, and and it's the corporate atmosphere and the corporate culture there. In regards to motorsports is really, really cool. I mean, there's guys I know in the engineering department, and and they're all of a sudden at the Indy 500, and and you've got other engineers they're going out and rallying, and driving and co-driving, and I really thought that was cool about Honda because I mean it's not like you've got some suit and tie up in an office, that never comes out to the track. I mean, these guys are there, they're getting their hands greasy. I mean, it's really kind of a cool feeling. I don't know any other auto manufacturer that actually does that,
Yeah, for sure. At the core of Honda is racing. In fact, if you kind of study the history of Honda, that's how Honda started. He started an automobile manufacturer so he could support his racing habit. And, that's really the core. And so they promote that internally with their associate racing programs. They encourage everybody to get out to the track and kind of race and do a little R&D for them. So I think it's exciting internally and from our perspective as well to be a part of a corporate culture that really embraces racing.
Yeah, well, and with this program, you guys have some amazing partners. I mean, we're sitting here at the General Tire booth. I know we got General Tire on your shirt. Yeah. How's that relationship been with you with General Tire? And obviously, you're bringing this new vehicle to desert, and then obviously you've got an amazing company in General Tire who's got phenomenal product. But how's it been working with them and developing a tire that works for your application?
Yeah, the support from General has been phenomenal. They've been with us from the very start when we launched this program back at SEMA in 2015. And we've been with them through the evolution of the Grabber, and now we're running the X3. And honestly, I can't say enough good things about that X3. It hooks up so well. It's a game changer in the sand washes, and that tire just really works well with our twin turbo packaging. And I couldn't be happier with our tire selection right now.
Yeah, the X3, I know for me, I race in so many different applications, whether it be trophy truck and UTV, and that tire adapts to so many different different vehicles and types of terrain, and it's really an amazing product,
Yeah, what's cool is that it's not just an off-road specific race tire, that it's actually available to the general public, and the general public can put a 37-inch DOT tire on their Ford F-150 if they want. Obviously, we have a race application now that is a little bit better from a tire compound, from degradation, but other than that, we're just happy to be part of the General Tire family.
Yeah. Well, what's the plans for the rest of the day and tomorrow? Obviously stay out of the heat today, I guess, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I think the name of the game for us as drivers is hydration. We want to make sure that we're mentally tough as physically tough, when we go through Death Valley in the middle of August. So hydration's the key. We want to keep the team out of the sun. And, our preparation is pretty much done. And we're just going to go to the drivers' meeting tonight. Got a team dinner, and we're off tomorrow morning pretty early.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to stop by, buddy. Good luck, and we definitely have to catch up more than once, I guess, every 2 years on there, right?
We definitely need to, Jim. Yeah. It's a pleasure to be on your show. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. Thanks a lot, Jeff. Good luck, buddy. All right, that was Jeff Proctor. He's got the factory Honda Ridgeline team running on General Tire out here at the 2017 General Tire Vegas to Reno. And just kicking things off, we're here at Contingency, the General Tire booth. It's a little warm today, probably around 100 degrees, but cars kind of cycling through. We're in the shade at least. looks like they gave me one of these fancy. I'm kind of feeling special here. They gave me a can of Rockstar, but it's actually Rockstar water, purified drinking water. It looks just like the cans that you would have traditional Rockstar, but it's just water inside. It's kind of cool. I haven't actually seen one. It's only like it's an athlete-only thing, and I'm kind of feeling special here having this thing. So we'll have to ask Jolene Van Butte when she comes on later with me what's going on, but I think maybe she's had some of these before. But, we're out here at 2017 General Tire Vegas to Reno. I got my buddy Josh Martelli wandering by. I'm going to grab him. We're going to mic Josh up. You can't walk by me and not get thrown on air.
Hey, hold on. Are you guys going to do a little bit?
Yeah. All right, we got Josh Martelli. We're going to get my boy Josh mic'd up here.
What's up? What's up? How you doing, Jimmy?
Yeah, Jerry Zayden's lagging. He's supposed to be on, so I see you walk by. We're throwing Josh Martelli in the hot seat.
Well, I was going to find Jerry for you, man. I don't know where he's at.
So what's happening, man? We're out here at Vegas to Reno. This is for you guys. I mean, I go to all these events with you guys and work for you, and we've got the Star Car program between UTV Worlds and Mint 400. You guys are running ragged. Out here at Vegas to Reno, you feel like you and your brother got a little bit of weight lifted off your shoulders? You can, enjoy the event a little bit?
I don't know. Well, I love this race. Obviously, it really is the ultimate test. It's the ultimate endurance race here in the United States, clocking in at, over 500 miles. For us on the media side, it is you got to basically be balls to the wall the whole time. There's no time to lag, and you don't get good data in certain places. So it's a challenge, man. I mean, it's almost like going point to point in Baja. It really is.
This one, logistically, now we've got, with my program, it's not just the racing program. We've got these media vehicles and all this other stuff we're planning for, and it's like, dude, it's so logistically hard, especially when you get up like northern Nevada where there's a course split. You got to send people here and people there. Like you said, it's almost like running Baja. It's a logistically challenging race.
It is. And, we're always on the hunt for the best shots and the best sections. But for this particular race, that's not always very accessible. So you play this game with the clock where you're like, okay, I can leave the highway here, go 30 miles in and get this shot of the race leaders coming through. But then, I may miss them at the next spot. So, our strategy when we come out is we run about 5 or 6 teams, 2 guys per team in those 5 or 6 vehicles. We're running GPS. We're tracking the cars on the tracking system. Course race radios and trying to communicate with each other. But, in this day and age, everybody wants, live content, and that's really tough to do out here, But we just go for it, man, I think this is probably I want to say this is our 11th or 12th Vegas to Reno race that we've shot. So pretty bitchin', man. Yeah,
well, I got to ask, too, because you guys, between you, your brother Matt, I guess your other brother, Joey D.
Yeah.
You guys are pretty, you guys have been involved in the UTV space, since the beginning. You guys are, were my gateway into the UTV space, and
Right.
And my involvement with Polaris and where I'm at now, a lot of it, ties back to you and your brother. But it was funny because talking with Travis Pastrana, who's coming into Star Car and racing with me, and we've got Jolene Van Butte in this one, and we all know about that project. But Travis is looking at the entry list, and he's like, Jimmy, he's like, dude, he's like, this UTVs are where it's at, man. He's like, you look. He's like, we got Reese Millen in here. He's like, we got Tanner Faust in here. He's like, we got Larry freaking Rossler. And Travis, like, I looked up to that dude as a kid. And he's like, he's in a UTV.
Yep.
You got all these guys that they could all be running trophy trucks, right?
Yeah.
And they're running Polaris Razors.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a statement right there that you've got that talent caliber. You know what I mean? In UTV racing now.
It really is, man. And I think that. I think one of the big attractions to that particular class, obviously the entry point, the cost to get into it's very low compared to a trophy truck program. Now, these guys are definitely running top-of-the-line stuff, so the days of showing up in a basically stock car with a few add-ons are long gone for the top competitors. But I think that's what you're seeing. I think you're seeing people looking and going, hey, the most logical, dollar-for-dollar entry point for me to get into racing right now is a UTV. And then on top of that, they're looking at the Razor platform and they're like, whoa, I mean, there's so many good aftermarket parts. There's so many great shops that are making parts for these things that, it's really a no-brainer. But yeah, to see legends like Larry and current legends like Reese and Tanner in cars racing this race. I mean, it speaks volumes about American off-road racing and where we're at right now with this development of this league. And that platform, man, it's an incredible platform. I think it's just going to continue to get bigger and bigger. I think, you're going to see races like this with, 50 to 60 cars on a waiting list soon, just like the Mint.
Yeah.
Because people really want to go test themselves, and the great platform to do it in.
Yeah. Well, and I know I just got an email from Best in the Desert, and I was looking on their website. They launched, I guess, starting at the race, the 150, Silver State 150. It's a stock UTV class, and it's basically an aftermarket cage, 5-point harnesses, some window nets, a fire extinguisher, and you're racing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that's like blowing the doors wide open,
Yeah.
So I can see that class having 75 entries in it alone, this new stalker class.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, it's no secret that we at the Mint, on the Mint side, we've been looking at doing 2 days of racing. We'd really like to race for 2 days. And you ask yourself, well, who's going to race on that first day? We'd love to get bikes and quads back out there, of course. But we look at that stock class and go, that could be huge. It could be huge for Best in the Desert. It could be huge for us on the Mint side. And, I think we're just going to continue to draw more and more people in. And that's great for the sport, man. All these people have to buy products, tires, all that kind of stuff when they come in and race. And it's fueling the growth of the industry right now.
Yeah. But we got Jim Riley joining Josh Martelli and myself. I know you guys know strangers, so I just figured we'd throw Jim down here. And
it's good to see you, Josh, man. Yeah. You guys are crushing it in your world. I love seeing everything you're doing.
Thank you, dude. We're just hustling.
The kings of everything out there in off-road and desert and video and all that good stuff, man. Thank you for what you guys are doing. It's really cool.
Man. Appreciate that,
Yeah, it's always fun. I know he was talking about selling product. I know you've used off-road to sell some tequila for quite a while and now moving into some other things. But, how's that been for you? I mean, you're a business owner and obviously, you're still with the Zunia, but not, with the Zunia. But when you had that brand, I mean, off-road racing was a massive part of your marketing.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
Well, I've said it before on this show, Jim, is that the off-road community is extremely supportive of other racers and what they're doing. So it's amazing to watch people come out. I was just talking to the guys at Pirates Cove. They're like, hey, we've been reading all about your Baja United, wine business and the orphanages and everything. And you don't think that everybody sees the message, but they do. And you come out here and they're like, oh, I saw this or that. Just like I'm seeing all your stuff, Josh. Like, we're a very supportive community, and that's what's incredible. I hear about the car dealership out in Parker and stuff, and I think it genuinely is a family out here. So things are going great.
Yeah, I know you're getting antsy like you got to go do some filming. I know Travis Pastrana just showed up, so we better let Josh off the hook to go back and do some make a buck, right?
He's got a big schedule.
Yeah,
Travis Pastrana is not hanging out at Texas Station normally, so we're gonna hop on this right now. But Jimmy, thank you for having us on. Thank you for doing all you do. Both you guys.
I appreciate it, man.
All right.
Good to see you as well.
See you both out there in the dirt.
Thanks a lot, Josh.
All right, peoples.
Good times.
All right.
Man, I can't believe all the people out here, right?
Yeah, we got Travis doing live video over here.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's dude, that guy is just ping pong ball, dude. He's just like he is on TV in real life. It's kind of fun, man.
He's on fire. We walked through the casino together. I said, I think we're heading to the same spot, and then he was gone. Very cool.
But how about you guys? I mean, we got to talk Baja United. I know I got a nice letter from you on that, and I haven't had a chance to plunk down some money yet, but it's happening. I know I got till the end of the month.
Yeah, well, that's been the fun part because there's been a lot of interest, a lot of off-road community people, and when I was in the tequila company, which was fabulous for me, I stepped away in January. I still have my some shares over there, so I want them to do well, and I appreciate all the support for that. But when we started this company, I wanted it to be available for my friends and family to get involved from an investment or business side because everybody wanted to get into the tequila. So, hey, we're doing beer and wine, and if you want to get involved, go on our website. It's BajaUnitedGroup.com. We've got a crowd fund going. And you would be amazed at the names that are coming in from the off-road world, So we're going to start doing some investor highlights, but it's really been great. I know Bink is out here. He just put some money in. We've been talking to the McMillans, the guys over at Method, Sal Fish, and, just all these big names. And they believe in what we're doing in Mexico with the orphanage side. And I think everybody likes a little beer and wine, too. So
Yeah, I got that email and I forwarded it to my wife, and I know she's good friends with you and your wife, and immediately she's just she's like, oh yes, we got to do this,
Well,
and and I'm like, absolutely we do, it's just one thing led to another, and we haven't done it yet, but it's happening next week. We'll get in on that, but I just saw that and I was like, man, what a cool. A cool business, but then, like you said, you're giving back. There's, I know that's a big part of everything you've done is really giving back. And it's been really kind of cool to see.
Well, I've been working with the orphanages for over 20 years down in Mexico, and it really changed my life in several ways. But so we wanted to feel some gratitude towards them. As off-roaders, we get to race in that wonderful country and enjoy all the assets down there. So, let's see if we can do something back for them. And hey, for the investors, because I've been asked a couple times, this is a business, and I'm all in, man. I'm doing this 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, because I want it to work. We're on the cutting edge of something special. The wines aren't really up here, but they're incredible. So we're going to bring that to the States and share a little Baja love. I think in the political world we're living in right now, the more we can do to show our compassion and friendship with Baja and the communities that we all know is a good thing. So I appreciate anybody who wants to get in. I love hearing that you've read everything, and we love doing what we're doing. By the way, there's a brewery down there called Transpeninsular. It's right next to Coral Marina Hotel. That's a brewery partner, but upstairs in their loft, we have a Baja United loft up there. And if you're in town and you just want a place to hang out and get on the internet, enjoy a cold beer, or just hang out, it's all yours. So you're welcome to go there, and it's our little spot now right there off the main highway, and come and have a good time.
Very cool. So business aside, man, we got Vegas to Reno coming up. General Tire Vegas to Reno
insane
tomorrow. I know. What's the plans for you? Are you soloing this thing? You've done that in the past. I mean, what's the plans for you guys in the race program?
Yeah, I'm going to jump in the car and start the race and finish it. I've done it a few times. It is a long race. It's a long day. As you probably have seen, I've been training for Spartan runs this year.
You and your wife been crushing it, dude.
I couldn't be any better shape to go out and do this thing, so I'm excited about that. But, you can't take it for granted. It's a tough, long day. It's a lot of miles mentally. You've got to be strong. You've got to keep your vehicle in check. And then we always talk about this because I think it's really important. Stay hydrated.
Yeah, it's like this. This is actually drinking water in a can.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like all over it, dude.
It's
like I get people like, oh, you're drinking Rockstar right before a race? I'm like, no, this is purified drinking water.
Yeah. Well,
it's like,
there's a lot of supplements that you can have out there. I got a packet of this HDX. They sell this at PCI, and I was like, you know what, I need some hydration mix. So anything you can do to stay hydrated and be prepared, that's the smart move. It's a lot of miles. We've seen the horror stories in the past. Even guys like BJ that have been racing for years have had hydration issues down in Baja. So let's not have any medical issues out there. But, our strategy, we start 28th. Again, we talked about on the show starting this class at 6,100 when I was the only guy out there. Now I'm 28th. Thankfully there's another 10 guys behind me, too. So it's just really blowing up.
We start, it's like Travis and I were talking about, we start 46th out of 49 or something like that in this UTV class. I'm like, oh, man, how do you get a worse draw? I'm like...
But I'm sorry, you just said Travis, referring to the famous Travis Pastrana on your team. You could probably start last, and still do really well. So I don't feel bad for you.
Yeah, it's like I told General Tire, I said, we're going to put those X3s through their paces, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'll give you some feedback after this race on your X3s,
Yeah, you know what? We raced Laughlin for 2 days on the same set of X3 tires. And we usually do a pickup race out in Barstow or Lucerne, and we did the McKenzie's 250 on the same set of tires. We went out there. It was an 8-lap race. We ran 6 of those 8 laps on the same tires we had in Laughlin without an issue. Finally, I was starting to get some slippage, so we changed the rears, and we wound up winning the race. So, I am sold on these X3s. The compound, the bite on them, the forward bite on those tires is awesome.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal tire. I know we were just talking with Proctor, and we had Hunter from General Tire, and just a phenomenal tire. It's good in so many different conditions. Just been great for us. But stoked to have you out here, man. It's always fun to catch up. And after this, what's the plans for you guys? You doing the Baja 1000 this year with anybody?
Well, the goal was to do the 1,000. Hey, when you run your own program, budgets get tight. So we're talking to a couple sponsors just for the 1,000. Maybe putting together a special team down there. I really hope we get a chance to do that. I will finish off the Best in Desert season. We're 10th in points right now for the year. And I think we can come in somewhere around 5th, maybe a little bit better if we get one more podium. So outside of Best in Desert, they're actually opening up a museum down in Ensenada, the city, as the tourism board.
I saw that.
So we were invited to bring the 57 Chevy down there and help open that up. So that's the week before the 1,000. Cool. So it was nice to get that invite and bring the Chevy down. It gets a lot of attention. And, it is a famous piece of metal from down there. You run a lot of races in Baja. So thrilled to be doing that. So I know I'm doing that no matter what in Mexico.
Oh, that'll be a good time, man. It's cool to see you taking that down there. That car draws attention. It's like you want to talk about a attention getter. That car, it just shows up and it's.
Well, in your own backyard, that car raced a lot of races out there in Arizona, and it has won. It's won 9 championships, 8 Baja 1000s, and like 45 other races. And I didn't realize all that history when I bought it. I knew it was an awesome car, but after talking to Larry Schwackerfer, who owned it, and I bought it from him, he told me the history. I was like, wow, this is a pretty neat car. You don't realize it till you start driving it, then everybody comes out of the woodwork, with their stories. Oh, I remember when this happened or that happened. And, I keep threatening to sell it every year, and I just can't, because I'm worried about if somebody else got it, would they take care of it like we have. And
Larry's got to be happy with what you've done with it, right? Because that's like, it kind of his baby, and it's like you give it, you're entrusting it into somebody. He's got to be really happy with what you've done.
Yeah, I've sent him the articles. We've been featured in Hot Rod Magazine, Roadkill Magazine, Dirt Sports Magazine. So I try to send him everything I get, because I take a lot of pride in the things that I get from people that, he has a lot of history there, and I want him to feel like we've extended that history. I try to extend his name out as often as possible, because without him doing that in that car and building what it is, it'd be nothing today, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We have a lot of fun with it. We're not going to do so many shows this year. We beat it up pretty good last year at the Nora race. But we'll definitely put it in the museum for a few days and then get it ready for next year's Nora 1000. So, hey, keep it running.
Yeah, I know. I got to get down to Nora and run something. My dad really wants to take our 79 and really do a good prep and take it down there and run Nora. So I don't know. Hopefully next year we can get that thing down there. And
I've always said if you can only do one race for the year, that's the race to go do. And with your history and your family, to be able to go do that, I would highly recommend giving anything up to go do that race next year, especially if your dad can do it with you and just share that experience. What's great about it is at the end of each day, you get to sit down with fellow racers, legends in off-road, and have these conversations with these guys and just talk about your day and how the course used to be and when we ran this back into 78, or whatever. Those stories, it's invaluable. Those stories are going to be gone one day. So I would say do it. Start planning now.
Yeah, we need to. We need to start planning and prepping and getting the truck ready to go down there and do 1,000 miles.
The rules are opened up so much. You could run anything. You can run your Polaris down there. For me, I like the 57 because there's something about when you're driving down the peninsula, looking at the ocean, and you go, I'm in a 57 Chevy. you got to be able to say something like that. But no, a lot of guys are taking 6100 trucks down there, or pre-runners, or whatever. The UTV classes was one of the biggest classes last year, and they expect the same this year. So, I hope to see you down there now that we've talked about it.
Yeah, no, it needs to happen. It needs to happen for sure. So, I appreciate you stopping by, buddy. Good luck tomorrow.
Yeah,
As always,
my pleasure.
If you guys need anything, we're around.
We appreciate that. It's always good to see you. Yeah. And make sure everybody stays hydrated. There's a lot of cars out there, man.
Yeah, we're starting in the back, so we're going to get to see all the carnage, I think.
Right.
It's going to be a fun one, though.
Awesome, Jim.
Thanks
you.
Thanks a lot, Jim.
Okay.
All right. That was Jim Riley, General Tire Team GT driver, and getting ready to get ready for the longest off-road race in the United States, the General Tire Best in the Desert Vegas to Reno. And looks like he's just getting done. Looks like we're going to try and snag Jolene Van Butte and Travis Pastrana whenever they get a chance here. Yeah, we got Travis up there. We're going to we're just hanging out, trying to wrangle some drivers here, but lots of good stuff happening here. Continuously trucks rolling through. We're here at the General Tire booth. Don't forget, General Tire got that new tire launching next week, and we got a lot of fun going down. We got photographers here. People starting to stir around. Yeah. So trying to get Travis Pastrana, Jolene Van Butte sat down for an interview. It's like wrangling a bunch of wild horses, but It's going to happen. I promise you guys. Thanks for tuning in, though. Lots of fun catching up with Jeff Proctor, Jim Riley, Hunter from General Tire. Lots of good stuff going down here at General Tire Vegas Arena. If you're in the Vegas area, we're going to be out here all day long at the Texas Station. I think contingency runs till 5 o'clock. So make your way out here to the Texas Station. You can check things out, check out all the cars, everything that's going down. Looks like General Tire girls are here handing out some swag. We got a lot happening here at 2017 General Tire Vegas Reno. And then if you're in the great state of Nevada tomorrow, we start Beatty, Nevada. We're running all the way across the entire state up to Reno, actually ending about Dayton, Nevada. But it's definitely going to be a solid event. So make your way out, take your truck, take an ice chest, take the barbecue grill, watch all the cars go by all day long. Not much better than that. But today, it's all about contingency day out here at the General Tire Vegas Reno. We're hanging out here with General Tire, getting ready to interview Travis Pastrana and Jolene Van Butte, my teammates in the Polaris Razor Star car here shortly. But lots of good stuff going down. All right, just shuffling some headsets around here. There goes Jim Riley, sporting his General Tire shirt. But, General Tire, big supporter of the Down and Dirty Radio Show. Thanks to all of you guys for tuning in, as well as my other show, Project Action, on Podcast One. A little warm out here, so we're keeping this broadcast cut short. I know we had a little technical difficulties to start things off, but we're rolling with things here. Continuing to kind of grab some people off the street. Had Josh Martelli mixed in there. But, man, it's a good crowd out here. I see Bryce Menzies trophy truck. So, we got Travis sitting down here. We'll get him mic'd up. And Jolene, I don't know where the heck she went, but
to get it cool down a little bit.
Yeah. All right, we got Travis here.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how you feeling today, buddy?
Awesome.
Yeah, you're in
I'll be a little more excited tomorrow when we get in this car. But this is so cool just for me to come here. I mean, longest U.S. race, Vegas to Reno, coming out and just looking at all the different cars, the different bikes, saying hello. It's been a pretty rad morning, honestly.
Yeah. You ever get the itch? I mean, you're a bike guy. You've done a ton of stuff on a motorcycle. Do like long distance endurance desert racing on a dirt bike?
Endurance racing, yes. It always seems like a better idea when you're thinking of it, I think. Like Ayresburg and stuff was always tough. But desert racing, the biggest problem is the amount of time that, it really takes. I mean, you talk to guys like, I know it's cars, but guys like Bebo.
Yeah, you're
late, Jolene.
Making a fashionable entrance here.
FaceTiming.
Yeah.
No, what's, sorry.
Snapchat.
Snapchat. That's what I was.
I took over the Rockstar Snapchat.
All right.
Ooh.
I got to ask you, I don't want to interrupt Travis, but this is the first time I feel special. This is Rockstar purified drinking water.
Oh, it's so good, eh?
Yeah, it looks like you're drinking like caffeine, but it's actually just water in a
Yeah,
can.
I love those.
I was like, man, they need to sell this in the stores. Like, it's seriously, it's good stuff. They got a whole bunch of them up there at the General Tire thing. So,
nice. Good stuff.
Yeah,
it is hot here. So
it is. It's very warm here in Vegas, and we are under a black tent.
Yes. This is it. This is it.
Yeah, that's some timing right there, right?
Look at this. This is awesome.
Yeah, right there. I was kind of stoked. We got right on the top, all our names up there. So.
Why is there a Canadian flag on the middle name?
Hey,
Yeah, her helmet this year had an American flag, and I laughed. They thought she was American, so they painted an American flag on her helmet.
No, she's part American.
Yeah, that's what she said. She's like,
Dude, this is rad. This is so freaking awesome.
Yeah, so, rad. It showed up. Like, that was perfect timing. We're sitting here, and the car shows up, and look like Beverly Hillbillies with all our gear in there, but whatever.
Sorry, I just went quiet. I'm actually just kind of looking over this thing.
We are
all
being
just shut
very
up.
good radio.
This is, Travis going, so this is what I'm driving.
Yeah, so how's this work? I gas on the right, brake on the left?
Yeah.
Good. Cool.
I love that it has our names. Yay.
Such a girl.
Yeah.
It looks
Easy
so
to
good.
please. No, it turned out awesome. Yeah, we got everything dialed in. But man, I mean, we were talking about endurance racing, and you said, it always sounds better on.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, because you want to win, and there's just so much that can go wrong. It's like if you go just to have fun, honestly, like racing the Baja, raced it with, Rick Johnson. Andy Grider, such a really, and Greg Godfrey,
Greg, Greg in there.
Such an awesome, fun crew. Ended up third, and it was cool. But we just went to ride, but to beat the Honda team down there, now the KTM team, like you have to put literally life and limb on the line. It's a That's scary, man. I like the pre-run. Just take me down to pre-run. That's great.
Yeah. What about something like Dakar, like in a four-wheel vehicle? I mean, that's like 15, 16 days. Like that's, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of like a even though I do rally, like it's kind of a race. You know, like you get in, you go like hell. Where these events, it's kind of hard because like I did the Mint 400 just down the road a couple years ago, and I was like, I know we can go faster, but then you're seeing guys broken on the side and everything. It's like your first race, so if you were in it for a long time, I think that's you kind of get that feel of how much the car can take and the vehicle can take. But this is definitely an awesome looking razor. I mean, this is the coolest one I've ever seen. I'm excited. Thank you.
She's pretty.
She is,
and she's fast.
Yeah, she's turned out pretty awesome. Like thing is on point. But I mean, Jolene, I know we got you here. This is race number 3. You and I have been talking about getting this guy roped into this project since like the beginning, and so somehow it all got put together and we did it. So I'm kind of
it definitely fits in Travis's wheelhouse, and him and I haven't got to do a lot of projects over the past year, being so busy, kind of doing different things, and so it's been really nice to be able to be back doing something with Trav and.
Twist my rubber arm.
I know, right?
It's probably one of the safer projects you guys have done together. It's not like jumping into the Grand Canyon or something, right?
Yeah, no. Hopefully, no bait. Well, hopefully we don't fall into a Grand Canyon. How big is the biggest canyon out there?
They do have a mountain. You're actually going to do this in the first 200 miles called Death Mountain.
Yeah, sounds great.
It's literally like Mount Washington. But it's about half as wide, but like 1,000-foot cliff on one side and a mountain on the other.
Death Mountain.
Death Mountain.
Well, thanks. Put me in, Coach. Let me in.
So just so you know.
So now I got to ask a lot of questions here. So, Jim, when we get in, like rally, we get to go over the course twice. We make our own notes and we read them. Here, we didn't get to go over the course.
We have a GPS that has like skull and crossbones in the bad spots.
But I mean, did they mark how long ago were they on it? Do they know if like we had
like a week and a half ago, I think.
So it should be fairly accurate?
Fairly good, unless they had a bad rainstorm. But the good news is the UTVs, and especially where we start in the UTVs.
Last?
Last. If there's something bad, you're probably going to see a car rolled over, and you'll be like, oh, I probably ought to slow down here.
That's a really good call. I like that.
So, it's kind of – and that, from Baja, right? If you see a crowd of people, slow down.
Yeah.
They're not there cheering for you. They're cheering for you to crash.
Oh.
So that's kind of my thing. When you see a crowd of people, this is a good spot for photos. Don't flog it.
That's the hardest part. I mean, as a showman, you see a crowd of people, you're like, let's be awesome right here. Uh-oh.
Yeah. And when you do and generally when you do something spectacular, nobody's around in desert racing. It's like, really? Like,
how did that not get? Yeah.
Or the GoPros are dead by then because it's late in the race, and you know how it works.
So you get the part that's like Ayresburg, evidently. You're doing like King of the Hammers rock crawl at the end.
Like the last 50 miles. Yeah, I'm actually, when I jump in, I think the last, I don't know what it is. Like, it's right around 200 miles or something like that. But, so I get in, and then immediately, it's like the most remote part of the course, too. So it's like one of those, something happens, I'm spending the night out there.
Awesome. Hey, we'll be at the finish line waiting.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Have our margaritas ready for you.
There's like silt beds, and then like literally there's some rally roads mixed in, and then the last 50 miles is like a boulder crawl. And you get to this section as you're coming down the mountain into the finish. You can see the finish line there, and you're on this mountain, and it's literally, you're just kind of tiptoeing over boulders, and it's like, seriously, it's just gnarly. And then you start thinking, you're like, holy crap, people on dirt bikes went over this earlier in the day.
Right.
And that's what makes it worse. I'm like, holy crap, like they rode dirt bikes over this. Like I wouldn't want any part of that on a dirt bike.
I feel like it would be easier to ride over rocks on a dirt bike. I mean, Jolene's that's a silly sport.
Yeah.
Such a silly sport.
Yeah, Travis always was like, I don't understand why you want to do endurocross. Growing up racing motocross, we spent all of that time trying to clear the rocks and the logs off of the track, and now you're putting them on my track.
So many logs and rocks, and like ordering rocks. I'm like, why are you ordering rocks?
Yeah, weren't you the one that went and destroyed his motocross track, right? You're like, we're turning this into an endurocross track.
Yeah, I kind of went out back and made a section into an endurocross track. Yeah.
It's the motocross track made it around it. It was.
Yeah, it was around. I didn't destroy anything.
Yeah. So no, I'm excited to have you guys out here. Star Car, it's going to be a ton of fun. I mean, shoot, I'm just like, all of us are ear to grin. I mean, this is just going to be, it's kind of a bit of a race and an adventure all thrown in one. I think, I don't know, it's kind of right up my alley. So
right up my alley for sure.
Pretty excited, man. It's So I know what's up next for you after this. I know you got next weekend. You got more Rally America, right?
Championship.
ARA Rally. I got to get that right. We got politics involved. So.
There you go. I switched to the ARA Championship this year with Subaru and Toyota. Jumped in on that one. So I go where they tell me. But I tell you what, the season has been great. It's been really cool that they actually have the cars GPSed. So they my mom or Lindsay or they can just go and they can see exactly how the car's doing. We know stage times as soon as we get done, which has been really cool this year. Is we don't need to ask anyone else what the stage times were. We just pop it up on the phones. It's
awesome.
it's pretty rad. So winner take all. It came down. So if I win this one, that ties David and I in the points for the whole year. Been on the podium every round of the championship. Super stoked. Been consistent, but it's go time. And David is probably, I've modeled everything that I've ever done after this guy. And for me to go out there, and so he has 2 more stage wins than I have. And the tiebreaker, if we tie in points, goes down to stage wins. So basically, of the 16 stages, I have to win 2 more than he does, and the overall to get the win. So it's gonna be awesome.
You can do it.
I know you told me a funny story because you and David the past 2 years have been swapping victories and things like that. You told me a funny story about Lindsay. You go home and you don't talk about the race, and 2 days later she goes, "So David beat you this one, right?"
Yes. If I don't mention anything, she's like, "Yeah," because it's funny because David, when he flew off the cliff at Mount Washington, I can say that's funny. But so no one knew. Everyone's like, "Oh, David's off the cliff," and there was no he's okay or anything. So David got down and he's mad. He's like, no one called my wife or texted her or whatever, and she's freaking out. I was like, oh yeah, Lindsay was. She doesn't check the rally stuff. So I get home, she's like, I'm excited. She's like, oh, how'd you do? If not, she just kind of because I had a lot of seconds the last couple of years, seconds, thirds, just
always
hard to
a
beat
bridesmaid.
David. Never, yeah. Well, wait, what? Anyway.
Oh, man. And you, Jolene, we got, Terracross starting up here in a couple of weeks, too, out there, Heydays.
Yeah, more razor stuff for me, which is what I love. Yeah. I've really been enjoying getting into that over the past couple years here and getting deeper into doing more razor stuff. And Heydays is coming up. Will be the first one for Terracross. So it's always the most fun, the biggest one.
Yeah, Jolene kicks some butt. I tell you what, because she doesn't break anything at the house. I've never seen someone practice as many hours as Jolene does, every day, and she's so smooth. And then talking to Whiskers and the guys at the race, they're like, dude, if Jolene's ever behind, dude, she just turns it up. So I'm excited to actually watch Jolene race because I see the smooth side, the graceful, smooth. She's getting so good. When we race around back, it's pretty close. It's really, really cool to see how much Jolene's progressed in the last couple of years. So it's going to be a good season.
Yeah, and I hear what do we got going on in November that you told me I got to come out there for in November. I know we got some razor shenanigans. Is this public now that we can talk about, or do we just need to say you got some fun razor stuff coming in November?
Nothing's ever public until it's.
You've just got fun razor stuff coming in November.
We always have fun razor stuff at the house.
Yeah, but we're doing some basically action figures too. We just started filming that. It's going to be probably a year before it comes out, so we don't release too much of the stuff that's coming out. But honestly, if you have a chance to go check, have you seen Aaron Wheels fathering him? So
I saw the video. Him and
Schmitty.
Schmitty, yes.
Schmitty was laughing the whole time. I would not have. I would have been screaming. So he goes out, and everyone that won an event at the Polaris Invitational or won an award. Which was, BMX and skate and scooters and all this stuff. I was like, look, you get 1 lap of my razor. You get no practice laps. You get nothing. But you can take motorcycles around and figure out where the course goes, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So Wheels, while everyone else was taking practice laps, because he has spinal bifida, so his legs don't really work, he was duct taping a broom handle onto the gas pedal. So it was pretty funny. And then Schmitty gets in. He's like, yeah. So we duct tape Schmitty's hands to make sure he doesn't, good day if your hands stay on, bad day if they come off, kind of, if it rolls. And he's like, wait, Wheels doesn't have anything attached to the brake pedal. They rolled it 3 times in that 1 lap. They did a 90-foot jump on a 40-foot jump. Amazing. And nothing broke. It rolled the tire off the rim and broke a seat mount. We welded the seat mount back on and filled the tire full of air, and it was perfect. Nothing broke.
And what did you say? You told me it's it's all right. You can crash whatever you want as long as it's on film. If it's not on film, you get the bill.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple rule at my house.
Dude, I like that. I wreck razors like nobody's business. So I can come out there and just destroy stuff for free. Like I'm kind of digging it.
Well, but if you
I have
miss
my
it,
own
it's not,
camera
yeah, but don't, you better have
Make
your
sure the
camera crew.
camera is pointed at you and your GoPro is on.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how many
Otherwise,
rollovers I've had.
It's going to cost you.
I think 3 on my own, bad ones. 3 on my own, and 1 with somebody else.
It's not really something to
remain
brag about
nameless.
there.
So
Jim.
I think I'm up to 4.
I've said it a couple times, and everyone says I'm jinxing myself. I have never rolled a Razor. I've rolled everything else I've driven, but
You didn't roll a trophy truck. I'll give you credit. You didn't roll that. Mint, you finished solid.
yeah.
I've rolled a trophy truck.
Yeah.
Oh, Pro 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I felt bad
Pro
for you
2.
though. You were kind of thrown to the wolves
Pro
at
2.
that one. Like that was like you were literally thrown to the wolves.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, but how much fun is it to get thrown to the wolves?
Here's 900 horsepower. Go out there and
You get 2 laps of warm up.
But going back to it was caught on camera. That was for for publicity for the Nitro Circus 3D movie at the time, and I got more publicity in my crash
High
than I would have
five.
if I would have actually raced. So Travis was very happy with the footage he attained that day.
it was kind of like Terracross 2 years ago. We're in San Diego and they've got this. It's like a double. Like there's a crossover jump and then there's like this 30-foot double, and I go in there as my first lap, and I came up short on the double and just clipped the front wheels, and I just tumbled the thing. And this Razor had half a mile on it. It was the first lap of practice, and it was literally a brand-new Razor, and they hadn't even released the 2015s to market yet. And literally the thing is completely mangled with half a mile on it. It was like yard sale. And I'm like, the series owner, Joe, walks up to me, and he's like, man, and I'm like, Joe, I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. And he's like, no, we got it on film, dude. He's like, you just made the intro reel for the TV show. He's like, we're all good.
Yeah, see, this is
like,
and it's an amazing. I don't know how it works, and we should stop talking about it because it's going to jinx it. But it's been a good ride. So
Yeah.
I like that we're on the same page here. So
it gets to the point, people are like, you scared of wrecking? I'm like, no, not so much.
it's get knocked out from time to time.
Yeah, it's all right. But that's not going to happen tomorrow. We're going to get to the finish line. We got drinks on order already at the finish. So
Yeah, but I mean that's honestly first time for me here. First time doing Vegas to Reno. And we're starting. It's not like we're starting first or something where we're going to have a clean. We're going to be in the dust, which is everyone's going to be in the dust, of course. But for me, I just think this is just going to be a blast. This is going to be so much fun, and just I'll take what I can get. If I get clean road, and we'll put the hammer down. But if I'll try to get the car to Joe and get the car to you and be good.
There's zero pressure. I feel like there's no pressure at this race whatsoever. It's just let's go out and have fun.
Yeah, for sure. Now Tanner Faust is actually doing this with Reese Millen. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So they're on a team.
Yep, Tanner and Reese. I saw Reese this morning in registration. Him and I talked for a second. Tanner just sent me a text about something, but I haven't read it yet. But they're here. And then, Larry Rossler's another one racing against us.
How cool is that, man?
Larry's just, he's legend.
Legend.
It's like, you look at a guy like that, and he was before the times of social media and stuff like that, But this guy, anybody that knows. I mean, this guy is like, it's like Ricky Johnson. He's just a legend, that guy.
Oh, yeah. Is Ricky out here? RJ?
His son is. I saw Luke Johnson's
Nice.
here. I don't know if RJ is. I'm sure if Luke is, Ricky would probably be here.
Makes sense, huh?
Yeah. So
Man, it's so many guys from moto, from action sports, from car racing. It's such a cool thing. This is off road because everyone's here just really passionate about it, really just excited to have a good time. So
we got like Bryce Menzies. He's running his trophy truck. It was over here not too long ago. And just just a good.
Bebo.
That guy's he's on another level right now. Nobody can even touch Bebo. I don't even know what's going on there. It's like,
well, he's first time I got to drive with Bebo was down in Baja, and he was taking me. He was 14 in a pre-run truck and showing me how to do it basically. And we, in the middle of the night, he just drops off this cliff. The road turns left. I was like, we just died. He just fell asleep or something. And he was a shortcut down the cliff. So instead of going taking the long road down, just straight off.
Wow.
I was like a 14-year-old driver. I'm like, I just died. I'm in the middle of nowhere where no one's going to find us. He knows all the roads like the back of his hand, and he's got a great memory. It's cool.
Yeah, that family's. Have you ever? I know you're friends with Jimmy Johnson. You ever talked to him about his last race in Baja?
Yep.
It's a crazy story.
He claims his co-driver fell asleep and he fell asleep, but they woke up unconscious at the bottom of a ditch. So I'm thinking they might not have fallen asleep. Maybe they just got knocked out. Don't remember from going.
No,
Yeah.
that's a crazy story. That's a long. I mean, that's a long one, but If you ever get a chance to get Jimmy to tell that story, it's nuts. It's
Yeah, but that's what he was like. Look, I love desert racing. It's so much fun because it takes a long time when you're in a track for the ambulance and the medevac and everybody to get you when something's bad. He goes, just when you go out to the desert, you got to, everyone there has respect for the desert.
Yeah.
You got to have respect for your,
You're racing the track before you're racing everybody else.
You really are. You truly are. So it's an interesting perspective, and just being those guys that are really good at it to be able to slow it down when you need to slow it down and speed it up when you can.
Yeah, and talking about NASCAR, we're a couple of weeks away, and you'll be back here in Vegas.
Back in Vegas, man. It's going to be great. For the truck series. So super excited about that, actually. It's we're just doing it with Nice Motorsports. We got the boot campaign actually jumped on. Silence Co., Black Rifle. It's kind of like a full military, and then Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
you got some fun sponsors for this one,
man. I have friends. I have a lot of friends that are helping me. I mean, let's face it, I'm not very good at turning left, but at the end of the day, it's a good time. And any driving time, honestly, we won by 12 seconds on a lot of tarmac for a rally that we really needed to win earlier this year, and it was right after the test, in the NASCAR Truck Series. And I think, anytime you get on that pavement, you kind of get that feel. It's good. Anything you're driving is good. This is good, and everything's good.
Yeah. Just like I say, wheel time doesn't matter what it's in. Just wheel time is wheel time.
100%.
So. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I know we're at time now. Looks like right at 11:30 on the dot. We got some other media obligations here, but you'd think Travis Pastrana's sitting here or something with all these cameramen and everything popping up, right?
Paparazzi.
Yeah. Like you're special or something, Trav.
My mom always said I was special.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for everybody tuning in.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Signing off from the 2017 General Tire not Mint 400. Sorry, Vegas to Reno.